What is going on, my friends? Welcome to the Monday video, which is always set aside for acne related talks, whether that's actually acne or if it's talking about treatments and Accutane or if it's talking about scars, whatever it is. Today's topic that we're talking about is what you should know before you go in to see your dermatologist for the first time. Now, I think this video is going to come in handy for quite a few people because I wish somebody would have made a video like this when I was first seeing my dermatologist, because you go in there, you don't know what to say, you don't know what to ask, you don't know what the protocol is and stuff. So this will just give you a rough idea of what's going to happen, as well as the questions that you should ask and how it's roughly gonna work. So first and foremost, the one thing that you need to know is that you are the one who decides everything with your treatment. You decide every single factor of it. So be very clear about what you want, what you don't want, what you're interested in. Say everything. Nothing is stupid. Don't leave it out. Now, with pretty much any type of acne, unless it's like very light acne, or if it's like a specific problem like blackheads or something like that, where they're gonna do a lot of extractions, what they're basically gonna do is they're gonna follow this protocol. They're gonna give you probably something for a topical, like a very light topical, whether that's like a like some sort of glycol peel, or if it's like some little bit of benzoyl peroxide, something very light. If this doesn't work, then they're gonna ask you to do antibiotics. So it's gonna be something like minocycline or doxycycline. I believe they put me on doxycycline. And if that doesn't improve anything, they don't see anything improving from that, then they're gonna throw you on some retinol cream, which is I think they call it Retin A, and then they have certain percentages depending on the dosage of it. But basically, it's another topical cream. This one, it works sort of as a exfoliant. It takes off a dead layer of skin, as well as sort of clears your acne for some people. But again, if your acne is very severe and it doesn't clear, then they're gonna move on to the last thing. And the last thing, of course, is blood tests. And then after the blood test, if it all looks clear, if your liver panel and everything's looking good, then they're gonna suggest going on Accutane. Now, that's not exactly how every single one of them is gonna go, but that's the general guideline, the general timeline of how it's gonna happen as you go through different treatments with your dermatologist. So be aware of what is to come and what you are or aren't willing to venture into. Now, here's some of the things that you should ask your dermatologist when you're there at the actual session, because sometimes you'll get there and you'll forget everything and you'll just be maybe nervous or whatever it is, and you'll talk to your doctor and then you'll leave and you'll be thinking, damn, I should have asked this and this. So see, these are some of the things that I needed to remember to ask my dermatologist, and then you can just put these in a list and ask yours. If you have a lot of blackheads and you want to do something about it, ask them to do a blackhead extraction or a blackhead surgery. It's not as bad as it sounds. They literally just take a metal tool, a very professional medical tool, and they scoop them out, they push them out, they work them out. And this is a nurse who is trained in this field, so she's going to do it with the least amount of, damage and redness afterwards, and the most effective way of doing it, as well as using like all the sanitation that they should use and gloves and things like that. This one is still freaking important, and you are going to be so happy that you're seeing your dermatologist when this happens, because I didn't know you could do this. One day he did it to me, and then I was like, this is something I could have had my whole life. And he's like, yeah, you could have came in anytime, any day to do this. You can ask them for an intralesional corticosteroid injection, or you can just say, can I have an injection in my cyst? Basically, if you have a very large zit, cyst, mound, whatever it is, some big inflammation, and it's one of those ones, like for me, it wouldn't go away for a month, period. Seriously, a month if I didn't do anything to it. He will be able to inject that actual cyst literally into the cyst itself. He'll inject it with some corticosteroids that are diluted, and basically what it's going to do is it's going to within 24 hours reduce the swelling. Within 48 hours your cyst is going to be completely gone. I shit you not. It's so weird, right? And it feels really weird when they inject it. You actually start it breaks the cyst, it gets goo everywhere, but seriously, it's like a miracle, and it's gone in 2 days. If you're interested in this and you're doing a sort of a longer treatment with Accutane, you can ask them how much longer they're going to be doing blood tests, because for me it was every single month for a long time, but after a certain point, every single time they test it, the liver panel turned out perfect, the blood turned out perfect. So eventually, after 6 months, I believe, he just stopped ordering blood tests at all for me. Instead of trying to figure it out yourself, ask your dermatologist about the treatments and the products that you're using on your face, whether it's Proactive or any sort of Epiduo, anything at all. Let them know exactly what you're doing for your acne, and ask them if they think that you should continue, stop, lighten up, whatever it is. Also, let them know of any medications that you're taking at all, and if you should continue taking them, or if there's any sort of a problem with Accutane and those things. This one's important. If there's any sort of additional medications that your doctor puts you on, in addition to the antibiotics or in addition to the Accutane or whatever, and you don't know what it is, ask what it is. Ask. because they will just assign it to you and you'll just take it. But if you don't know what it is, then you don't know if you're gonna be comfortable with it. The reason that I say this is because they originally prescribed me the monocycline doxycycline antibiotic, but then they moved me on to prednisone and then the Accutane. Now prednisone, I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I believe it is an anti-inflammatory steroid. But what it does is it makes you feel like crap, man. It makes you feel weak, you gain fat like crazy. So it's one of those things that they gave it to you because it might improve your acne, but the side effects are terrible. So make sure you know exactly what the medications are, and if you're not comfortable with them, again, just say, I'm not comfortable, and don't take it. With the questions, finally, the last thing I wanna say is that any question you have, ask it. Whether it sounds stupid or not, there's literally no stupid question because it's something that's in your mind that you wanna clear up, and if they can clear it up like this, you might as well just ask it. So just ask everything. Now here's some last things that you should know. Isotretinoin is the actual name of Accutane, and Accutane is one of the brand names that it's come out with, right? And Accutane actually doesn't exist anymore. There's no such thing as Accutane. It's just the one that everybody identifies with. There's also Clarivis, Oratane, quite a few other ones. So just be aware that when they say like, hey, we're gonna put you on Clarivis, that doesn't mean that it's not Accutane. Clarivis is actually just another name for isotretinoin. So make sure that it is isotretinoin they're giving you, and then learn what the brand name is. Your doctor's not gonna recommend anything dietarily. He's not gonna tell you what to or what not to eat. I think this has to do slightly with liability and legal reasons because they're not nutritionists and they're not allowed to really tell you what you can or can't eat, but they will never say to you that dairy is something that causes a lot of people to break out. So you might be taking dairy and eating dairy and you're causing the acne that you're taking pills to stop and whatnot. So make sure that you are aware that that is not something they're gonna help you with. And also be aware that for me personally, whey protein powders, whey protein bars, whey of any type is the worst violation of dairy and immediately would give me cysts. So I would say definitely avoid whey. If you do go the route of Accutane, be aware that it is extremely expensive. A regular dose per month is a few $100s, but if you have to go past a regular dose, which a lot of people do, it's gonna compound and be even more and more and more. So really honestly, unless you're loaded as hell and don't have insurance, it's gonna be expensive. So make sure you have insurance. That's a huge, huge thing. Also be aware that every single month you're gonna be paying for a blood test. You're also gonna be going in and seeing your doctor every single month for an update. And the final thing that I do wanna say, for those of you who are actually interested in seeing your dermatologist so that eventually you can get on Accutane, is that a lot of dermatologists are very conservative and they will not push Accutane. They will not offer it actually. A lot of them literally won't even say Accutane until you bring it up. So be aware that a lot of doctors will naturally not move you down that path towards Accutane. And if you really have looked into it, researched it, and you want Accutane, you're gonna have to say, what can I do to be on Accutane? All right, my friends and family, that is it for this video. I really wanted to put this out there. I know this is a very simple video, but I feel like it's important because a lot of people go into the dermatologist and just have no idea what's about to happen. So for me, it feels really comfortable when someone kind of explains things, so I kind of have an idea before I go into that setting that I've never been in before. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Helps us get this out to so many more people. Also, if you haven't checked out a few of these things, check them out. I have a podcast. You can go and listen to that from brianspodcast.com. It's on iTunes, on Stitcher, all sorts of different things. If you guys want to support me, you can do so by using my Amazon link, amazonbrian.com. From there, it'll redirect you to the homepage of Amazon and won't add any fees to you, but it'll give us a small commission of what you buy from Amazon that day. And if you guys haven't seen the first full-length documentary that I've ever created, I just released it a few videos back. Check it out. It's the Johnny Straws documentary. Literally, it'll blow your minds. I put 90 hours of effort into this. So much editing. You're gonna love it. But with that, I leave you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Give me any questions in addition to this video that you want to hear answers from in the comments below. And subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Team Beyond the Week, CT.
Lift heavy or die MIRIN, motherfucker.
Team Beyond the Week,
CT. Lift heavy or die MIRIN.